be fucking terrified.
Wow.
So, I don't know where we exactly chopped off there at Fulcrum explaining his riddle.
I'm fine with skipping to the end because we figured it out, maybe.
Mhm.
Thank you, Raver Convict.
Yes, thank you.
He says everything's crisp.
Excellent.
He, she, them.
They-
All right. So we will pick up with Fulcrum was going through how he had solved what he believed was a solution for the riddle. So continue with what you believe your solution is and what you intend to do.
I don't really know how to tell her what I've learned. I was kind of even afraid to say it out loud. I don't know, but I think it's this one, and I'm gonna put my finger goes onto the star in the second row, third column, basically the top right of that center box.
You touch it, and
Game
these
over.
tiny black 7-pointed stars are actually embroidered into the cloth, as is this entire thing. It's all stitched. And then the points of each of that one star change color. The upper remains black. Then it goes gray, green, orange, red, silver, and gold.
Mm.
And feel your stitching change. They start to rethread all along stitch until all 7 colors are interwoven across your arm.
Well, I would say you may have figured it out. Do you feel okay?
It is an eerie feeling. It is as eerie as it always feels. It is uncomfortable because you feel the threads winding.
I think I'm okay. It feels, I guess, how I'm used to, but it's always strange.
You guys can hear it. It's like...
I kind of feel a little better that it's not all black anymore, I guess, but I don't know what this means.
The most dominant color is still black. The second most dominant color is now
I think I had a bunch of silver in there.
gold, silver, and orange, and green. Those three are secondary, with black being the most dominant. The least is red, is the least present, and so is gold.
I mean, most people get a little color added to their tattoos, Fulcrum. I wouldn't think too much of it. I mean, that's not usually how they do it, but teach their own, I suppose.
I really like your outlook, Balrin. But I don't know.
Little people skin act funny. You little people skin funny. You little skin funny. Scales, we don't move.
You don't what?
I think he's saying they don't get tattoos like us, Skeezer. Weird moving tattoos.
I would say that's
Anybody gets those.
Blue man gets me.
We're
yes.
we're kind of atypical around here. I don't know how to explain that. Except for we're a very strange group of people.
I mean, I had a crewmate once who had a tattoo of a lady, and he could make a dance by flexing his arm just right, but it's nothing quite like what you have going on.
That's amazing. How did he do that?
It was a talent, really. A talent for sure.
All I can think of is Pete and Pete.
Yep.
Yep.
What was it? The greatest, the strongest man in the world.
Artie was
RT?
All right.
Oh, so good.
Anyway,
Well, Mr.
Anyway.
Fulcrum, do you have any? Well, I don't know. Are there any associations with those colors to you?
I mean, I don't think so. I do know that there's been a few times that I've had dreams and I see different colors of thread, usually kind of going in different directions, and I always kind of feel pulled towards the middle. And sometimes it's silver, and sometimes it's green. And when I killed one of those demon or devil guys the other day,
Yeah, devil's definitely devil.
yeah, I think some of it turned green on Stitch when it came back to me. So I feel like I've been starting. I know I have been starting to pick up colors. Nothing like to this degree before, but it was starting to happen. But outside of that, I mean, I always really liked green. But I mean, aside from that, I don't know much about colors. But
Well, there was that time that you had the splinter, right, from the chair.
oh, I did tell you about that. Yeah, that was different.
What color did that turn?
Pull out my journal. 'Cause I know it.
It's all in there.
I'm pretty sure I wrote this
Full on
down.
details.
This might be in my
magenta.
personal journal.
Mauve.
I think we're dropping frames like crazy. I don't think
are
we're
we?
Yeah, but we're still live. It looks like to me. Definitely getting Raven Convict saying that we're dropping frames, so it's not just in my.
It was orange.
Yes.
The thread from the chair that I destroyed on the veil was orange thread.
Well, I suppose that must be maybe some kind of emotional connotation, or perhaps
I was really angry at the time.
maybe morality or something. Would you like me to take a look at this this object that you've produced? Maybe understand its magical underpinning.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. If yeah. Please.
All right. Well, let's see if this one blows up on my face like the last thing did. And
Well,
I'll
if it does,
start
I'll
doing
be
the
right
ritual
here.
to identify the object and run detect magic as well.
Paper, my riddle, or like my tattoo.
I was gonna do the note first.
The note.
Okay. You guys see he puts together his fingers and sits down and starts to mutter in his gibberish under his breath. Beep. And then after about 10 minutes, you're looking at it, and this is like a thread-based version of a message spell, but it's an object. So it's like you're an engineer and you're seeing another way that a different culture or group has come up with a solution for a similar problem you've dealt with before. You just never seen it done in this way. So this thing is running heavily off conjuration magic.
Okay.
And you can sense a component as the glyphs float up in your vision that is a receiver waiting for information that leaves within it a blank area of mutable rune fragments that could then be encoded to change the nature of the object. So it's like a spell waiting to finish itself.
Gotcha.
Forever.
Okay.
Theoretically, you think if you had time with this, you might be able to trace it, but you're not sure how long that would take, and you're not sure what's on the other end.
Well, that's very fascinating. Now, I don't know what's necessarily created this particular object, but it's a unique form of magic. very similar to a conjuration spell that I've come across before, but so it's its own flavor of something. And I do think I might be able to figure out who sent it to you, but it's going to take a lot of time. And
Really?
who knows what will happen, but it could be very fascinating.
Yeah. I did forget to mention, part of the reason I was so worried something might happen, when you guys got all sucked into the Everstorm and I was
Mhm.
left on the other side still flying, I tried to go in after all of you, but something that wasn't me stopped me. And the only way I was able to follow you, I was desperate to, was to just refuse the magic.
Hmm.
And that I fell, and I fell in, but it didn't want me to go. I felt like it was afraid I was going to die. I don't know. It all happened really quickly, but it really scared me when it did. That had never happened before.
I believe people refer to that as a conscience. I wouldn't know. I don't have one, but I hear they're dangerous
Y'all have
things to have.
self-preservation.
Maybe, but it felt different.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't even ampersand. You were on me while I
He
touched
crawls out, and guys, ampersand looks different now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you notice that now ampersand is multiple colors, whereas before he was just this fat-looking fuzzy mouse. Now he is a slate gray
Mm-hmm.
and orange, and that's pretty much it. Slate gray and orange all over.
Now, which were the primary colors now in Stitch? It was black and
Black
what's the
still
other color?
dominant.
Black is by far 40 to 50% of the tattoos content. And then sprinkled throughout the various ribbony bands and spike marks, the black blooms into a sliver of color. And the most dominant colors underneath black are orange, green, and silver. And then underneath that are much smaller and only dotted in tiny areas, red, gold, and gray.
Okay. Well,
Man, oh my! I didn't even think. Are you okay? Is he okay, Mr. Skeezer?
well, I seem to think so.
I know you can talk to.
Well, little friend, how do you feel? Things have changed.
No,
Things have not changed?
no.
So the color changed, but that didn't change anything else?
What?
Your color changed. Look at your fur.
No.
What's
That changed. And he looks down at his arm.
That changed. He looks at his arm. What's his arm look like?
with the
He
Reach
tattoo?
looks
above.
at Fulcrum's arm and he says,
Gotcha.
Dad changed.
That changed. Okay. Well, Fulcrum, he says that he feels fine and that nothing's changed for him. He says that he hasn't changed in spite of the fact that his fur is a different color, but he
Oh.
says you've changed. So,
Well,
I don't know.
he's not wrong. I guess I did. I guess maybe he just didn't feel anything, so I guess that's good. I don't really know what this means.
Well, it could mean that he's colorblind. I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe. It's kind of like the bat. He always had trouble seeing things, I feel like. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know, buddy. I kind of tuck him back in. I hope you're all right.
He crawls around back behind in the cloak into the opposite side of the normal side he seems most comfortable staying.
Oh, moving to other real estate, I guess. Maybe he's spooked.
Yeah, maybe he's just not aware of the fact that he's changed, which would make sense if he changed in a spectacular fashion.
I was worried. I do feel like we have a connection. He's touched things before, and it kind of helped me understand them.
The half orc
More.
is finally moving.
Oh, maybe he finished his ritual or whatever he was doing.
Possible.
Might as well find out what he's doing, I guess. He's quite conspicuous on the map.
Yeah. I didn't blow up, so let's
It
go
just
check
seems
it
to be
out.
returning to camp.
Geezer, fourth wall breaker.
The
If any of us was gonna do it, it would be
negotiations with Captain Casey's crew have gone splendidly so far. I think we've come to an agreement.
Well, that's good, I hope. Sounds good.
Although I'm unsure about some of the company she keeps over there, but
Well, it's probably best that they rope them in. I mean, they seem like adventurer types. Usually a little unorthodox.
Sure, some of them
judging
can
our
say
group.
about us.
Exactly. Well, let's see what they're up to and make sure everything's good here on the beach before we. Well, I assume we're going to go deal with that weird court under the sea.
yes, I do believe we have to go speak with the court of Tulua.
And then wasn't there also Mr. Kodo's ship?
Well,
Also-
it's out there somewhere. Maybe we'll catch a glimpse of it on our way to the court. I believe
Okay.
it's going to be some bit of travel to get there.
Sure.
I spent some time last night after causing all the forest vegetation to sprout up. Spending a little time thinking about what it is we might need today in order to get down there quickly. And I think I have a few things that might help.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, let's see what we got here.
Speaking of things that could help.
What you got, Kodo?
Might I sell you something for some gold?
You want to
Potentially.
sell something? What is it you've been stewing over there?
I'm kind of fresh out. I gave all my gold to Wrighton to free halfling slaves.
The halfling has gold?
Oh no, I have about almost all of it anymore. But
Yeah, no, we both spent all of our gold, me and Wright. So I
they
don't think
spent
he
all their
does.
gold on people.
Freeing people, not on people.
You
That's what
bought
other people
people?
on that island were going to do. That I'm going to go back. No, everyone on that
Bought
island's going
their
to die.
freedom.
They bought quite a few people. You're looking at most of them on this beach.
Mr. Kodo, to explain, there were a group of people who had enslaved this entire lot of people on the beach and were selling them to others who would use them for menial labor and torture and all kinds
Yes.
of awful things. And so Fulcrum, who is of a gentle heart and persuasion, convinced the rest of us, along with, our friend over there, Mr. Wrighton, each were very enthusiastic that we do something to rectify the situation. And so the best way we saw fit was to spend all of our money to free these other people.
And now they are building our ship for us, completely devoid of all the hard labor they would have had to do on the island where we purchased them. As you can see, we have clearly improved their lot in life.
Well, we didn't know we
But
were
they
getting sucked
are
into
building
a weird
on their own volition. I will say that at least.
Yes, they're completely unpaid.
Well, they all like Wrighton.
They're gonna get paid in passage. That's for
They're
sure.
currently paid in food and water.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
and
all the
defense,
currency we need around here.
And apparently half of my rum.
Well, we're gonna go talk to Mr.
What is it?
Orc Man.
Go ahead, Mr. Kodo.
I have, Balrin, you said you have gold. And you need rum.
You made rum in your forge. Now I am
Oh.
impressed.
No, but I have. I have better.
Better than rum.
He sounds skeptical.
I go to one of my barrels where I somewhere have it written down somewheres.
I have everything written down.
We're about to get the party started.
I just gotta open up all my stuff.
We just start rolling out the barrels. You know?
Oh yeah.
We
Roll
got
out
3
the
different types,
barrels.
if I remember. You've got.
Coda was like, just got out of slavery. Time to start enterprising.
What are you looking for?
I'm pulling it up right now. Starting to sound like Burl.
A little bit.
A little burly.
A
Yeah.
little Burl. Yep.
He's become a burly boy.
Floors are downstairs.
Everybody can do Burl. Burl's like the one voice everybody can do.
Viewers at home, practice your own Captain Burl voice.
That's very good.
Answer all things with.
Well, we'll have a Captain Burl off later.
That's great.
One day our wisdom check is going to be just an hour, Burl.
It's like every fan that shows up has to do a Burl impression.
Just a Burl impersonation. That's how you get onto the show
Your
now.
best
That's
Burl.
it.
I'll say when Levi's on the wisdom check, he has to do the entire interview as Burl.
That'd be awesome.
Now,
Did you find the name, Clint?
I
Are we good to go?
have
Okay.
I have 2 different barrels.
And they're both better than rum.
Well, I have rum, or I have Copperhand.
Copperhand.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that sounds intriguing.
Well, as most dealers would do, or as the first one free. Do I get a taste?
Of course. I walk over to the barrel, remove the bunghole. I guess it'd just be the bung. The bung.
Just the bung.
Create
to
the hole.
to expose the
to
bunghole.
expose the bunghole.
There you
And I
go.
pour from the bunghole the amber liquor.
Oh my.
Fulcrum, this is a classic thing to say as you do these tasks.
Yes.
I've been learning a lot about alcohol ever since I started hanging out with you.
And I hand you a glass of Copperhand.
It swirls around extremely thin. It's not viscous. It's not heavy. It smells fantastic. Smells like smoky. And it is a rich orangey liquid looking color.
Bottoms up. I take down the shot of it, whatever he's giving me.
It is hefty, smoky molasses fire. It comes on real smooth, immediately coats the whole mouth and sets it on fire with a warm, sweet, and then it burns all the way down.
He's made fireball. Great.
It's not cinnamony though.
This is actually quite good. What do you want for the barrel?
It is the strongest, smoothest drink you have had.
Now this we save for celebrations due to its strength and other qualities.
Ah, he's talking him up. Watch this, Fulcrum. It's classic technique.
Hey,
For what?
So,
Just watch.
how much for the barrel?
Classic negotiations.
The barrel is not for sale,
Oh, the takeaway.
but
It's a great maneuver.
I will fill 2 of your jugs.
Oh, okay.
100 gold.
Now watch him counter offer.
100 gold.
It's called the high ball and the low ball. Meet in the middle.
Is this like a mating ritual?
No.
It's exactly like that, in fact.
I mean, mating rituals are a lot like that, though.
Are you able to reproduce more of this exquisite drink?
Reproduction. They're talking about reproduction. You were right the whole time.
We lost the brewery guild, right? No.
yeah, there's no guild member from
Yeah.
the Brewcraft that is with you right now.
I am afraid the brewcraft did not survive the attack.
So this is perhaps the last keg of this to maybe exist ever.
He's creating scarcity.
Yes.
And it seems to hold some sort of celebratory importance to you and your people.
Yes.
You're more hard up for gold than I could have imagined. What would you do with it here anyway? There's no shops or stores, and the only other person who sells anything up there I don't believe wanted gold at all. The Wobbin, I don't even think we're taking gold from the mine if your story...
No, they wanted bodies.
Yep.
What are you going to do
we
with
could-
gold on this island?
I get really, really close to Balrin.
Maybe Gratchwell.
I'm cold.
You're cold.
I'm cold.
He's a naked dragon on a beach.
How does gold help you with that?
I lost my blanket in the fight, okay? I need a new blanket. I am cold.
Why don't you just have Fulcrum stitch you one up? He's real good at crocheting. You saw his puzzle.
Can he make blankets out of gold?
I think he can make blankets out of himself if you ask him. I don't know.
He makes blankets out of himself. Oh God.
Might even get you like a nice scarf or something. I don't know.
Blue man, blue friend,
Wait, we were still talking about the rum.
blue
Whoa,
friend.
we're not done here yet.
Just starts playing drums on PVC pipes.
Balrin quickly stumbles into his pouch and pulls out the 100 gold. I'll definitely take the 2 jugs for the 100.
Man,
And that, Fulcrum, is how you are swung into the deal.
Great technique.
Am
We
I,
call that the third baseman. Bring in the third baseman.
Balrin says you can create gold with thread.
I mean, like, yeah, ever since I kind of got Stitch, I've been kind of just trying my hand at it. I never really thought I was any good with this kind of stuff, but then when I was on the boat, I found I was really good with ropes, which was really kind of a new thing for me. So I've really kind of started to try all things string, and it's been going well.
All things string. It's Fulcrum's new podcast.
Is it real gold or is it
About
string?
macrame.
Can you sew with gold?
No.
That's
That's
amazing.
why I was asking you.
Oh, I can try. I've done all kinds of weird stuff.
Do you need
mean,
gold
maybe.
to sew, or can you make it with your thread?
Oh, no. I probably guess. I mean, I don't even know I don't know how that works, but I could try. You
That's
had
the
a gold
spirit.
blanket? I heard you had a blanket. How does one? Did
I
you
mean,
have to melt it?
I think he was going to use gold to buy a blanket.
No, I was going to make the blanket out of gold rings.
Gold ring blanket.
Yeah, so
Wow.
like a chainmail, I suppose.
Yes.
I'm not positive that's going to keep you very warm.
You know, Kodo.
You don't
we
understand the power of gold in a dragon.
We
Oh
have
no, I quite understand the power of gold.
Well, yeah, Kodo,
That is
You
one
don't know-
power I most certainly understand.
there's a whole chunk of the grid somewhere off the coast over there that's got a whole bunch of gold in it. Just waiting for somebody to get it. Like tons of it, way more than 100, right? How much did Burl get? It was really a lot. It was a lot. Somewhere over there.
But if Balrin has it now, I can start making it now.
That's a good point, and you don't have to get wet.
So what is it that you're going to create conductivity through the metal to keep you warm?
It is the weight. It is the connection with Earth. It is everything.
I see. Very fascinating. Well, we should definitely get to that.
I only got a silver. I got a lot of silver. The silver.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Balrin, I will pour your casks.
Oh, excellent.
It
I'm
says
supposed to be
here,
Did you
pleased.
still want the 100 gold?
Of course.
Well, here you go. I don't know what it's going to do to keep you warm, but if it helps, there you are, 100 gold. Let me mark that off my sheet.
I'm rich.
I've only got 3,201 gold left.
oh, you poor bastard.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, 100 gold pieces is plenty to make a blanket. Especially when you
It's the most
smelt it into
bizarre thing.
tiny rings.
Well, now that that's satisfied and the ultimate alcohol has been in pursuit, should we check out what that guy's doing over there?
Oh, before you leave, Balrin, be careful consuming too much of that too quickly. Often it brings about hallucinations.
Hallucinations.
Mm.
Like skeezers?
Mm. I've never witnessed Skeezer's hallucinations.
Right,
Not quite
really.
the same thing. Not quite the same thing. Hallucination is something that manifests from within.
I
I
should
will keep
say
that in mind.
Oh.
waking dreams, more so.
Very
The
fascinating.
overcast skies continue to turn and twist. They were a little bit lighter this morning. Sunlight poked through a little bit, but now they're starting to thicken. Not darken per se, just blocking out more of the sunlight. And you're not entirely certain, but if anybody's got a oh my god, a passive perception, I couldn't think of the word, of 15
Brush up.
higher. Who is
I
that?
have a
Ooh,
16.
close.
That is Koto.
Fulcrum has a 16.
Fulcrum
I'm a 16 passive perception, if that's what you asked. Sorry. I was
okay,
looking at my sheet.
Balrin, Koto, and Fulcrum. You are certain the clouds are moving with a little bit more speed than the day previous. And you can actually see in areas where there is cloud break and you can see some sunlight, just how tall they are forming on top of the layer. And they're starting to build bigger and bigger. The rest of you guys, it looked kind of the same as yesterday. It's just starting to seal up the sky.
Hey, Kodo, you've been on the island for a while. You seen the clouds do anything like that before?
Yes.
Yes.
Kodo, in your experience, the clouds build into a storm. It may rain, it will lightning, and then it'll seemingly be gone at some quick downfall within the morning of an angry storm. And then within a few days after a storm with clear skies, a new shipment of outsiders will be brought into the mining camp.
These are the storms that bring people to this island. We will have
What?
visitors soon.
Pigs
That's
doing
not
it
good.
again?
Or maybe the Waven bringing in
Oh.
troops.
Maybe they do it, you think? I thought they just lived here.
Maybe we should make friends with them and have them send us back.
All in good time. But I think first we need to find out what's going on with that half-orc and that Captain Casey's group.
Okay.
Let's take a look. Let's see what they're up to. Maybe he's doing some kind of nature rituals.
He's one of the most persistent NPCs on the map. That is for sure.
Consistently, persistently.
There's also this female thing that keeps seemingly needing our attention.
God, stop. Do whatever you want.
I don't know what
So
to make of it.
harsh.
There's some kind of giant exclamation point over this person's head.
No, there is not.
It's glowing and yellow,
Wrong game.
flashing.
So harsh.
So mean.
So harsh.
So mean.
It's like Earl had that question mark when we came back into town.
Now refresh my memory. The other skeezer showed up with Captain Casey, correct?
Carl,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Just making
proud
sure
of
I
you
had
for
it.
using his actual name in the sentence, even if
No,
it was
no, sorry. That wasn't Bowron. That was me asking.
Oh,
before
okay, fair
Bowron
enough.
says anything. I just want to make sure I had it right.
All is right in the universe.
Consistency.
Yeah.
As you guys approach, they are hanging out by the fire. The half-orc nods at you all and waves and goes about trying to assist the halflings with continued construction of more homes. And you can see that the black-skinned female thing. You can get a decent look at her now. I should have. I don't know if I have her image.
Welcome is staring while trying not to stare, but is definitely staring while trying not to stare.
But it's definitely staring.
Hey, my
Pop
horns are up here.
I know.
Very aware. Well,
Hey, there she is.
how you doing?
Hi, girl.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Really slow. No picture for me.
Pretty
There she
Uh,
is.
That's pretty
you
cool
can
looking.
see that she is wearing a heavy fur-lined coat that she has wrapped around her tightly with the hood up.
Does it seem too hot in this environment for that?
Yes, that's
Yep.
weird.
Okay.
She's also sitting pretty close to a fire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there she is.
Yeah,
She
nice.
not-
Now the stream can see her.
She nods at you guys. And you see she bows and she averts her eyes.
She averts her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And to anyone in particular, or to just
Just
us?
down. Like once you guys enter the camp, she puts her head down and she averts her eyes.
Huh.
Bowron
half-
enters.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Bowron just takes out his trident, kind of whirls it around, and sticks the blunt end of it down into the ground as he stands there looking at the half-orc.
He stands up. He's like, "Thank you. I did not want to intrude upon anything you've been doing. We'll tend to our own here, but were it not for you, I wouldn't have the freedom in the air today."
I couldn't help but notice you standing in the waves earlier. Are you a holy man of sorts?
I am. I did not mean to interrupt or distract from the things you're doing. I was just doing my morning prayers.
It was really beautiful, mister.
To which god do you pray?
I am a storm faith of Oros,
Ah, Oros.
and so I care for our great father and for his troubled wife in these times, but
What do you make of the clouds today?
our father's gone silent in these days. I pray and I retain power, but many of my prayers go silent. And then when I seek answers through the reach I am granted, I get none.
It's been troubling me as well.
This place silences so much of the counsel I sought.
There's been too many gods being usurped as of late. I'm afraid the trend is going to continue until something is done about it.
Well, I came here. We came here, but there is no more. I am the only one left of what was once we. My temple booked a passage on a ship to come here. There were 6 of us. I and another storm faith, and 4 for the troubled wife and the faith of Elas. We had a great deal of portents and omens that this place was a place beyond the horizon, a place where the storm sits, was a place of pain for my father. So we couldn't deny the signs any longer. We couldn't call ourselves of the faith, steal his power and not pay back. 20 of our faith stayed behind. They thought we were taking too much risk for something that could be interpreted many ways. But the signs would not be there if they were not placed there.
So are
Right.
you saying you specifically chose to come to this island? Or simply to pursue the storm?
No, I took a leap of faith, Mr. Skeezer.
Hmm.
The 6 of us chose to follow our dreams, our portents, our prophecies, our whispers. We've all had them in different ways, here, there, always different. But we felt something was wrong with Father.
Hmm.
Those following the mother felt her sadness. So we came, and I washed ashore alone. I don't know where the rest of my faith are. And I survived for 2 weeks in solace and silence that here my father can't hear me. Somehow I still have power, but I don't know who is giving me that power now.
Aura still heeds my call when I call to him, as does Elos and Lumos.
Then you've given me faith and hope. Because if it is still this, then I can believe that maybe my nightmares are a lie and fear.
I
And that
had,
is all it is.
when I first gazed upon the storm out over the Vol, I had believed it was a sign of anger from Oros.
I
Him
think
and
Oros is hurt. I think the storm is wrong. I think,
like a wound.
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Could be, but it's not like anything I've ever seen before. I assume that he, like the other gods, had become quite angry with what's been going on in the areas around Trelane. First with Lady Boy King, then this new upstart god Zen. Little by little, they've been undermined by mere mortals.
Chipped away.
So I assume that is why they had summoned forth the druids, such as myself, to do something about it.
Well, I was called, and there was talk that the calling is because the modern cities, the growth of kings calling themselves more, had caused people to turn on
Indeed.
the pillars of the world that are held together, the ancient gods, the ones that were first. And that was a simpler life and a pure one, but that's long ago. I survived for 2 weeks before the Waven took, and they did not take me to the mine at first.
No.
I was taken to a place It was on a different island where they surrounded me with others that could manipulate waters and storms. They thought that their god had marked me.
We intend today to go speak at the court of Talua. From my understanding from their herald, that the Tuluans are some sort of shark-like person, I suppose. And they, Wabin, view them as gods over the oceans and the waves. Atilas the mother. I would imagine there is some similar manner of false deities they worship that they believe control the skies. For the first time I controlled the winds in front of them, they looked at me in terror.
Hey,
Yes.
thanks for the subscription.
Thank you, Tibbers.
They thought that I was one of them. They thought that this first camp they took me to had 4 other, they call outsiders, that could move water. And they thought it meant we belonged to their god. They did not call their god this Talua. They called it the Three Once One.
Hmm.
I don't know what that means still. But they caught me trying to escape after I'd built up trust. And then it was to the mine. Till you.
You said that 3 once 1.
That's what
Yeah,
they call
Kerrigan
their
did
god.
mention something about that as well,
I
but
believe he did.
it seemed like another title he was giving to these creatures.
They say their gods live.
Was it blades?
I think
Yes,
that was
I've heard
correct.
that word, but I don't know what that is.
I think it's who their leaders, their kings, who they worship as living gods, maybe? That was
Mhm.
what your friend said,
The,
Ballrin?
the shark entities,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I suppose blades was maybe the word he was using.
You sure, Ballrin, we can go talk to these people without them just trying to chain us all up?
Of course, that'll be fine.
If there's any way I can assist you, we've agreed that you are the only way we will find safety or a chance of getting what we want. Many people want to go home.
We do
I'm
too.
Korik. I've forgotten my father's. I'm Korik. I'm sorry. I don't know everyone, but and then he points to the dark skin female thing.
Mhm.
That one answers to the name Prasita, but I cannot tell if she's afraid of you or ashamed of herself or shy or embarrassed. So pause. Coda, should we stop?
Should we? Good time for a break, maybe?
Yeah, we might need to
Let
do a break.
the hamsters catch up a little bit.
Apparently. Yeah.
Somebody needs to inform the hamsters this is not a union job. You don't
Mm.
get breaks every hour. Come on, man.
Yeah. Oddly, as soon as I say, hey guys, stream is sucking right now, it stabilizes back out at full upload. But
Well, let's ask our audience real quick.
it's
On
gotta
our
be
end, it
awful.
looks like we're getting really bad signal. Are you guys getting super choppy crap service? Or should we take a second to try to sort this out, or are you guys able to watch pretty effectively?
That's the important thing. And if we don't hear a good answer, then that means it isn't working.
Yeah, it's true.
Got some really good content coming up. Just got to get to it.
I know, I'm excited.
Don't overhype my content.
Yeah, I can sense it.
It will be what
Yeah,
it is.
Zill's saying it's horrible. So let's take a minute and get this thing restarted.
We're gonna see if we can sort out our speed. Please come back